Hi, everyone, and thanks for taking time out for this short vBrownbag session on how you can use nested virtualization technology from Ravello Systems to build OpenStack labs and run them on Amazon Web Services. Let me give you a brief background on our company and our technology, and then I'll jump right into and show you a demo of how you can run our OpenStack lab on top of AWS using nested virtualization technology. So Ravello Systems, we are actually the same team that built KVM. And our new platform, it's actually, as I shared with you earlier, is a brand new hypervisor that we have developed from scratch, which runs on top of public clouds like AWS and Google Compute. So what you can do with that is you can take your existing virtualized application environments running in your data center, using the same VM images, same networking, you can recreate and run those environments on top of AWS. So you use the same VM images, no need to re-IP your servers, and pretty much clone and run those environments. So most of our customers use our platform, which is offered as software as a service, to create dev and test environments for their existing virtualized application environments that they have running in their data center. So they get the capability to use public cloud, but have those environments look exactly like what they have running in their data center. That's how most of our customers use it currently. What we've done recently is we were getting a lot of requests from our customers to have the ability to run hypervisors on top of our hypervisor, which is running on top of AWS. So they could do things like create OpenStack labs. Eventually, in the next couple of months, they'll also be able to run ESXi on top of Ravello Systems and run ESXi labs as well. So first thing we have done is enable the capability to run KVM on top of Ravello Systems. And as you're all aware, once you have KVM running, then you can essentially build your OpenStack under cloud on top of KVM and build a multi-node OpenStack environment in which you can train your team members, you can try different VLAN private networking configurations, and really get to learn OpenStack in a live multi-node environment. So let me actually now just kind of walk you through a couple of slides to summarize what I just described to you. So this is essentially how the virtualization technology sort of evolved. And if you look at the end, that's kind of where we are. So the HVX hypervisor that you see here running in nested mode on top of public cloud is what Ravello Systems technology is. And on top of this, those app OS are your VM images that you're taking from your data center and running unmodified and unconverted. And then on top of this, what we have done, moving on to double nested, just so that there wasn't enough of nesting happening, what we have done recently is provided a capability to actually enable VT emulation so that you can now, on top of HVX, run KVM and build a multi-node OpenStack environment. So that gives you a summary of how it all comes together. Let me jump into the demo and show you how it works. You can go to ravellosystems.com. We offer our technology as software as a service, so you don't have to install anything on premise. You come to ravellosystems.com and create an account, and you can pretty much get going. I'll log into one of our demo accounts here and just give you a quick walkthrough of how you can set up an OpenStack environment. So one of the things, if any one of you is interested while this comes up, is if you'd like to try it, please go visit. And we actually have a 2-week free trial. You can just sign up, activate your account, and pretty much start uploading your VM images or play with the OpenStack setup lab if you'd like to try that out. I'll open an OpenStack environment out here and kind of first show you what it looks like and then walk you through the steps of how you can actually get it up and running. So I think some of you probably are familiar with OpenStack architecture. So you can see here, this is a multi-node Icehouse OpenStack environment, Red Hat distribution. So you've got the controller node, the Neutron node, and the 2 compute node, an example of an OpenStack environment. And essentially, the way this is configured is that we give you the ability to build the undercloud on top of which you can just take the RDO installer from Red Hat, and on top of that undercloud, just install. And as you're aware, as you go through the installation process, you can specify how many nodes you want, which node do you want to be a controller node, and which node you want to be a Neutron node, and pretty much set up the entire undercloud and then do the installation on top of it. The biggest differentiator, or the key thing that you get by being able to do this, is actually a L2 networking that you get. So as you're aware, OpenStack, you have the ability to set up multiple private networks for all of the compute hosts that you have running as part of the architecture. So what we provide you is the ability to set up very complex VLANs and private networks as part of your OpenStack deployment, depending upon how many compute nodes you have. So as you can see here, as part of our technology, we actually have a software-defined networking plane. So you pretty much can configure any network topology, L2 and up, on top of it. So you can see here, in this particular case, you have a 10.0. That's your private network on which you have your compute node connected. So you can pretty much set up as many VLANs as you want. And then you have all of the machines accessible through this router through the external word, and then you've got the other network subnet out here configured on which you have all of your compute nodes communicating. So you can make this as complex as you want. A lot of our customers primarily use this to try out different VXLAN configuration as they're trying to learn OpenStack. They use it to do continuous integration on the OpenStack. So if they are developing products that need to work with OpenStack, for example, network appliances, et cetera, they set up the lab environment on AWS, gives them the ability to quickly spin it up using our blueprint feature. So you can pretty much save this entire environment as a blueprint and then quickly spin up 10 copies from that blueprint, on which you can hand over to your development team members. And they can each be working on their own isolated copy of a multi-node OpenStack environment they can use for dev and test purposes. So let's look at, let me show you, that this is a truly working and operational OpenStack deployment. So if I look here, you can see this is Icehouse OpenStack, and I can actually go to the management interface of this from this external DHCP address that you see here. And this will actually bring up the Red Hat OpenStack management interface for me. So I'll log in, and excuse me, but this has a long password, so I'm just going to cut and paste it. So this is a fairly it's the standard management portal interface into your 2-node OpenStack interface. You can see this. I'm logged in as an administrator, so I obviously see both the project and the admin. And what's key here is you can see these are all the networks that we saw configured in the network tab on Revelo platform. So you can see this is the private 10.0 that we saw, and then you have the another subnet here. You can, once you have the compute nodes installed, then you can obviously start installing your guest images on top of it. And you go through the fairly standard installation process. So it's a completely functional multi-node lab environment that you have available that you can use for a couple of hours, couple of days, pay for it for as long as you use it. So you're only paying for when this environment is up and running. The cost varies depending upon how many nodes you have. It's like any other public cloud charging. it could be $1. You can get an OpenStack environment of what I showed you, a 2 compute node OpenStack environment could cost you anywhere from $20 to $70 per hour to run using Ravello nested virtualization technology on top of AWS. So that was a quick, brief overview of the technology, the demo. So again, to kind of summarize, the platform is a hypervisor which runs in nested mode on top of AWS. So you can take your VM application environments, run them unmodified. As you can see here, this is actually your own private library of all the VM images that you have uploaded from your data center. And you can drag and drop them into this workspace area and create these application environments with the same network topology as your data center. And then on top of that, you can even install a hypervisor on top of a hypervisor and set up OpenStack Lab and run them on AWS. Now, all of these capabilities are not possible native on AWS. Currently you cannot run KVM native on AWS. We are probably the only technology around which allows you to set up these lab and run these environments. So that was it. Happy to take any questions. All right, well, thank you for your time. And please go and give it a spin.